And Missouri voters will decide if recreational marijuana use will become legal. Plus, the Cherokee County Clerk announces a mistake with the county election. And we speak to a Kansas farmer about farmers' roles in area food pantries.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Recreational cannabis will appear on Missouri's ballot this November. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Jalen Banks. If voters decide to legalize recreational cannabis, Missouri will become the 20th state to legalize and tax the drug. However, some people believe Missouri should keep cannabis for medical use only.
Ideally, I like the system kind of like what we have now. You have to go see a doctor, you have to have some type of pre-qualifying condition or need it for some reason, and you actually have to talk to a human.
Recreational marijuana could also be on the ballot in Oklahoma this November. One group has already turned in signatures for a ballot question. Another is gathering signatures that would mean voters decide on an amendment allowing recreational use. The city of Pittsburg today approved a $100,000 grant to support the city's homeless population. City commissioners accepted the Emergency Solutions Grant from the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation. It will provide funding for homeless services within the community, including rent and utility subsidies, through June of next year.
It makes everybody feel great. I mean, just listening to them, knowing that we are at the Housing Authority doing a great thing, because sometimes we don't hear that, and it's nice to hear it from the city council, city commissioners, that we are doing a great job.
The city's homeless services are operating in partnership with the Wesley House. The Cherokee County Clerk announces a mistake with the county election. County Clerk Rebecca Brassard discovered that the thumb drives containing the voting data for District 1 County Commissioner race malfunction. Officials say the drivers improperly switched votes cast for incumbent Myra Frazier and attributed them to the challenger Lance Nichols. Brassard says the drives worked properly during the testing.
Unfortunately, there was no way to know. The testing didn't show it. Putting them in the ECM didn't show it. Unfortunately, there was just no way for us to know without doing that post-audit, which I believe is why the Secretary of State's office has put that into play. It became in play, I believe, in January of 2019. And so it's something fairly new, but it's to ensure the integrity of elections.
Lockwood Elections is responsible for the programming of the thumb drives. Next Monday, Cherokee County will continue the certification of the results. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis spoke today on last week's primary election. Davis spoke to the Joplin's Kiwanis Club. It was the first public discussion about the system procedures, problems, and solutions pertaining to the August 2nd election. Turnout and future election procedures will also be discussed.
So Kiwanis Club, of course, raises money for children. Some of them raise money for Ronald McDonald House. Some of them raise money for other different children's endeavors.
A raffle was held at the luncheon for people who donated money at the event today. The winner received a Brahms gift card. Authorities responded this afternoon to a crash in Baseline Boulevard near Civil War Road in Carthage, Missouri. They say 64-year-old Mark Tidball of Carthage was driving a Freightliner tractor trailer when it went off the road and overturned, ejecting him. He was declared dead at the scene. And now Doug Hetty joins us with the first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be a decent Tuesday for us today after some scattered showers and thunderstorms for us last night for part of you if you live on the Missouri and the Arkansas side. But at least temperatures better today. 89 started at 71. Normal high is 91. So this is closer to where we should be for this time of the year. Nothing going on outside. This is all just kind of ground clutter popping up on the radar. All the showers and thunderstorms are staying to our south. We may get an isolated guy that kind of pops up over the next couple hours, but most of you are going to stay dry. Temperatures are sitting upper 70s to lower 80s. So it's getting fairly comfortable out there. And eventually we'll drop back to about 68, 78 by 10, 87 by noon. High temp slowly starting to creep back upward of about 92 degrees. We'll look down the road here in just a bit.
Kansas has made an agreement with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to allow food banks to purchase and distribute locally grown food from underserved producers to Kansas residents. KOAM's Yana Haldala has more.
The Kansas Local Food Purchase Agreement was recently agreed to help the families in need access fresh food from the farms. David Gillen from a local food pantry says, "This is a good thing even though it doesn't directly affect the pantries."
I think they have already getting more stuff from the Kansas Food Bank. I've looked at their page. They've got a bunch of watermelons they're going to give out. They've got sweet corn and different items, but we're going to have to wait till it gets our turn to get some of that.
Gillen's Food Pantry has about 300 families they are serving. Every month, the food pantry receives a delivery from the Kansas Food Bank, including fresh items. These items are given out to families quickly so they don't get spoiled.
Fresh, it smells like a crisp mountain air.
Some farmers would like to participate in the agreement but are not able to do so because they don't belong to a stakeholder coalition in order to have their products to be purchased. Anthony Fisher thinks the food banks should be able to get money and go to places to purchase items themselves.
And allow the food banks to go, say, to the farmer's market and buy out all the produce at the end of a day's sales, or even talk to a farmer directly and buy off produce. Then it would make an impact. You're going to decrease carbon footprints. You're going to offer a higher quality product that has a longer shelf life.
Fisher says the agreement does not help all the local farmers directly.
Well, they want to strengthen the supply chain where everybody gets a nickel here and a dollar there instead of it going directly to the farmer, who is the source of that food chain.
He wishes for a change that the farmers can sell directly to another program to benefit from it.
And take that raw amount of money and make more on it. They can buy more land. They can produce more food.
In Southeast Kansas, Janna Hautala, KOAM News.
You can find more information about the program on the U.S. Department of Agriculture's website. A local trucking business is celebrating its female drivers. Joplin-based CFI today unveiled a new wrap on one of its trucks featuring a custom design for the company's She Drives CFI program. Officials say the program recognizes the professional excellence of its female drivers, as well as encouraging more women to choose trucking as a career.
You have a pool of workers here, women drivers. You have a shortage of drivers, and whether they be young women drivers or they be empty nesters, you have this pool. Why are you not using this pool of drivers? So it's to encourage the women.
CFI rolled out its first commemorative truck wrap in 2018. They say a dog is man's best friend. They're really anyone's best friend, including students. The Carl Junction School District has a dog therapy program where dogs interact with students to provide comfort and reduce frustration, anxiety, and stress. Today, Arvis Bank's Arvis Foundation donated $2,000 to the school.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the need for resources for children with anxiety and depression, they're seeing it at younger and younger ages. It's impacting a lot of younger kids, so having these dogs is just going to be something to brighten up their day and hopefully take their mind off of what they've got going on.
The donation will go towards the purchase of dogs. The Carl Junction Educational Foundation donated $1,500 towards the training of the dogs. And coming up, the latest on the Springfield murder that made national headlines is having a retrial, plus details about the prime suspect in the murder of 4 Muslim men in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A hearing is underway that could determine if the first-degree murder conviction of Nicholas Gojan could be overturned. He's the Wisconsin man found guilty of the stabbing of Dee Dee Blanchard to the death in 2015 in Springfield, Missouri. The case went on to make national headlines. Nicholas Gojan is back in the courtroom where he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole and 25 plus years back in 2018. Authorities say Blanchard's daughter, Gypsy Blanchard, manipulated Gojan into killing her mother. She testified in court that her mother forced her to use a wheelchair and undergo unnecessary medical tests and collect gifts and charitable donations. She also said she planned her mother's murder considering poison, arson, and a gun. She took a plea deal, but Gojan went to trial, where she testified against him. Attorneys for Gojan are now asking Greene County Judge David Jones to set aside based on poor representation and lack of investigation into his mental health. Albuquerque police have a 51-year-old man from Afghanistan in custody charged with 2 of the 4 murders of Muslim men over the past year. As Omar Valfranca reports, it appears that there are new victims.
Albuquerque's nightmare is over after police arrested a man for the murders of 2 Muslim men. Investigators believe he may be involved in killing 2 other Muslim men over the past 9 months.
This crime made our community feel like he was under attack.
Police Chief Harold Medina says 51-year-old Mohammed Syed is charged with 2 counts of homicide, and the district attorney's office is working on charges related to the other 2. More than 200 tips poured in as the manhunt intensified, many from the Muslim community. On Sunday, police released a picture of a car they believe was used in the shootings.
We knew Albuquerque would step up and somebody would find and identify that vehicle for us, which is exactly what happened.
While a SWAT team executed a search warrant at his home Monday, the suspect was arrested in that car more than 100 miles away in Santa Rosa, New Mexico.
Multiple firearms were recovered from that home. Right now we believe that at least one of them inside the home and one of them inside the car that was pulled over are matching to our 2 crime scenes.
Officials also discovered evidence that shows Syed knew the victims and said an interpersonal conflict may have led to the shootings. Mohammed Zahir Ahmadi was killed in November.
My lovely brother.
Sharif Hadi says the family fled Afghanistan to escape the violence.
When we came to the United States, we thought we were safe. Look at it, what's going on right now?
Police are continuing increased patrols around Albuquerque's mosques and Islamic centers to help the community feel safe. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Albuquerque.
Police have not yet detailed the exact motive for the shootings. And a little later, we take a look at Pitt State's offense, including running back Caleb Lewis.
Plus, it looks like the heat is going to return shortly. We'll talk about that coming up. Well, at least we got some rain for part of the region last night, yesterday evening into the overnight hours, into the morning hours, and then most of the day actually turned out pretty good. Temperatures quite a bit cooler. We were 101 yesterday, 89 today, so 12 degrees cooler for afternoon highs, which we'll take this time of the year. This is a nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, rainfall amounts. This is since midnight, 65/100ths of an inch at the airport in Joplin. This puts us at 1.1 inches for the month, which is pretty good considering we didn't get any rain in June. We didn't get any rain in July. We got a ton of rain in the spring, and that's why for the year we're sitting over 30 inches of rain. But look at these pockets, 4 or 5 inches in parts of Cedar County, 2, 3, upwards of 4 inches in parts of Newton, down through McDonald, on average about an inch. But then look at this sharp cutoff. You get across the state line, boom, nothing. Much of the same in Oklahoma. So last week, most of the rain was on the Kansas side, kind of in our northern counties. It switched for us so far this week. But our high temps, upper 80s to near 90 in our western counties. We've dropped off most of us now into the mid 70s, and it looks like we'll drop back into the upper 60s later on tonight. We still have this weak little wind shift line. See how the winds are kind of converging right through here, right along I-44. That may fire up 1 or 2 showers later on tonight, but I think most of us are going to end up staying dry. 77 right now, dew point is 71, humidity is high. It's at 82%. That is telling me most likely we'll get some patchy fog later on tonight. So if you are going to be on the roadways late tonight, watch out for that. Nothing really out there right now. This is all ground clutter, so we are fine. Any showers, any thunderstorms staying off to our south, and that's where the bulk of them will stay as we go through the next few days. Let's go through time. Oh, maybe an isolated shower later on tonight, but we'll stop in the morning hours, upper 60s to near 70. As we go through the day, a quick warm-up, upper 80s by noon, and I think we'll top out 90 to 92 degrees. A little bit cooler in our northern counties, staying into the upper 80s. Here's your day planner, 68 to start, 86 by noon, high temp of 92. Tomorrow night's going to be fine. In fact, almost comfortable. Overnight lows near 60 in our northern counties, everybody else kind of mid 60s. You can almost open up the windows tomorrow night. And then as we go into Thursday, a couple notches warmer, probably 92 to 94. for an afternoon high. By Friday, we get into the upper 90s for highs, pressing 100. By Saturday, I think most of us will be right around 100 degrees. By Sunday, most of us will be above 100 degrees. So it does heat back up. I don't think this stretch of heat is going to last that long. I really think we're going to get some relief, prolonged relief, late next week. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. 92 tomorrow, 95 Thursday, 97 Friday, near 100 over the weekend, into the triple digits Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But we do get some rain chances in here by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, and cooling down also late next week. But it's going to be pretty dry over the next week.
I mean, pretty standard for the summer to be dry.
Yeah.
I saw 60 degrees at some point.
It's been rough.
I haven't worn a jacket in a while, so I'm going to have to break it
near
out.
60 tomorrow night.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thank you, Doug. Our More Power project is finally complete, and it's time to celebrate. The first stop on the More Power to You tour is this Thursday in Miami, Oklahoma. We'll broadcast our 5 and 6 o'clock newscasts live from the Ottawa County Fair. Stop by to win a Roku and be in a drawing for Kansas City Chiefs tickets. And still ahead, the St. Louis Cardinals aim to push their winning streak to 7 games against the Rockies. And there's a new quarterback in town for the Joplin Eagles. Jacob Leonard has that and a lot more next.
The Joplin Eagles are in the middle of their first week of football practice. And Joplin is coming off another big year, going 10-2 overall in 2021. On the defensive side, got plenty of new faces this year for the Eagles after losing 9 of 11 starters last season. Now, they do return All-State linebacker Draven Van Gilder on that side. As for the offense, got a two-headed monster in the backfield returning in Quinn Renfro and Drew Van Gilder. It's a new quarterback for Joplin, though, with a junior Hobbs Gooch leading the offense this fall.
Hobbs' work ethic is fantastic. His coachability is great. He got that start in the districts last year and was able to lead us to a big win. So we're really excited about where he's at this point in time. We understand he's still got a lot of work to do, and he understands that, and he's here every day putting in that work and building those leadership skills because he understands what it takes to lead this offense. He had a good one to study under last year, and so he understands.
The Pittsburg State Guerrillas are also on the field for their opening week of fall practice. The Guerrillas are coming off an 8-3 season and will open up their schedule on September 1st. Now, on offense, Guerrillas return all 5 guys on the offensive line, including 3 who earned all MIAA honors last season. Now, behind that offensive line, Pittsburg State returns running back Caleb Lewis. As a freshman last year, Lewis was second on the team in rushing, posting 547 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he spent the summer making sure he's even better this fall.
He is a little bit bigger, he's a little bit stronger, maybe just a little bit more powerful as in anything that you always look for in a running back. So we're just looking for him to, maybe instead of carrying the ball 10 or 11 times, he's carrying it 20 or 21 times. And he brings a lot of versatilities too. We can get him the ball out of the backfield, and he's going to have to continue to progress as a good pass protector as well.
The Missouri Southern Lions are also less than a month away from their season opener. They'll kick things off on September 1st at home against Nebraska Kearney. Now, 2022 will be their second full MIAA season under head coach Atiba Bradley. Now, here he is on where his team is at compared to this time in 2021.
When you compare it to 365 days ago, we are light years beyond where we were. We're so mature in our knowledge, we're so mature in our assignments, and just the expectations is higher. We weren't talking about, hey, you got to get taped, you got to do this, you got to do that. It was like, guys had an understanding of what they were supposed to do and when they were supposed to do it, which is a good feeling.
The St. Louis Cardinals are on a roll right now. The Cards have won 7 straight games and just swept the Cubs and the Yankees. St. Louis aims to stay hot this evening, kicking off a 3-game series against the Rockies. That game still going. Not going great for St. Louis. They're down 16-5 in the bottom of the 7th. Paul DeYoung, though, another nice night. He is 1 for 2 with a home run and a pair of RBIs. The Kansas City Royals play a doubleheader today against the White Sox. Down 1 here, Vinny Pasquantino drills it deep off Lance Lynn. 2-run jack. Royals have their first lead. 6th inning, Nick Prado with a runner on. Does the same thing. Prado 3 for 4 on the day. Kansas City gets the lead to 4-1. And Brady Singer settles in on the mound after that. 7 1/3 for Singer. 6 strikeouts, allowed just 1 run. Royals take game 1 4-2. So game 2, Royals trying to sweep the day. That game is final. It was a good one, but Kansas City falls 3-2. Vinny Pasquantino, another home run in this one for the Royals. These two teams will meet again tomorrow night at 7:30. So Jalen Joplin replacing 9 of 11 starters on the defensive side. Do have some talented pieces on the offensive side returning from last year, and I do believe that Hobbs Gooch is going to be ready to go right off the bat.
Yeah, just get that run game going. Said you got the two-headed monster, get some deep play action, help them out a little bit. They'll be just fine. Well, that's a look at sports. We'll be right back after this. We take time now to honor a local veteran. Doral Finley served in the U.S. Air Force during the Korean War, his hometown, Chanute, Kansas, and we're proud to salute Staff Sergeant Doral Finley, our Force 8 hero. All right, guys, what do we have in weather?
Well, nothing. It's boring, but it's going to start heating up once again as we go through the next few days. Temperatures into the lower 90s tomorrow, but we're going to be approaching 100 degrees once again by the time we head into the weekend. Really no chances for rain, besides an isolated shower tonight, not for a week.
Tomorrow's the day, man. Our Pigskin preview going to be released tomorrow at about 6:30. I'm going to go on Facebook Live at 6:30 to kind of talk about what's new with the magazine and everything. And
you got a podcast you're doing too, aren't you?
Yeah, we're getting close to the podcast. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was a secret. Maybe it's not.
Oh,
but,
never mind.
I have no idea. No, we're actually.
Any surprise high school teams?
We're going to find out in about, I don't even know what today is, 18 days. Yeah.
All right, well, sounds good. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you here tomorrow, and we hope you have a great evening.